Today I want to introduce you to an activity, Becoming Scientifically Literate. There are 6 modules that will be presented throughout the semester. Each module builds on the previous, culminating in a final paper. The total activity contributes to the accomplishment of specific LCCC competencies. These are the competencies that every graduate will demonstrate upon completion of their degree. The competencies that this course contributes to are to think critically, to apply scientific reasoning, and to analyze human diversity. This activity will contribute in part to each of these competencies. Then let's look at the specific course objectives and how this activity in its entirety contributes to those course objectives. Aspects of these modules will contribute to these objectives. You don't have to write these down. They're included in your syllabus. Number 1, describe the basic characteristics of the scientific method in psychology. This activity will directly contribute to this objective. Number 2, describe and explain basic psychological concepts, principles, and findings. While this is not the primary aspect of this activity, your work here will be a contributing factor to this objective. Number 3, differentiate and compare the ways that psychological theories are used to describe, understand, predict, and control behaviors. You may have already read in Chapter 1 that to describe, explain, predict, and control are the 4 main goals of psychology. They are also the 4 main goals of psychological research, and as such, you will find your work on developing scientific literacy will contribute to this objective. Number 4, discern differences between personal views and scientific evidence concerning psychological phenomena obtained from research, the general public, and the media. This is one of the main objectives of this scientific literacy activity. Because we're exposed to psychological research on a daily basis through the general public, the media, on the radio, on TV, and on the web, it is important that we discern between personal opinions and scientific evidence. How do you know whether this research is relevant to you and if the original research is verifiable? You will also learn how to communicate your findings within the scientific framework so that others can more easily determine the validity of your findings. Number 5, discover the personal relevance of course material, including an understanding of the role of the psychological forces in the lives of others, and an appreciation of the practical value of psychology. I have already alluded to the fact that becoming scientifically literate will allow you to discover the relevancy of the research you find. This activity also directly contributes to this objective. And finally, number 6, to recognize that psychological explanation varies across populations and contexts. This activity will immerse you in research and the research process contributing to this last objective. Understand